Well, Army and Lou's actually is an institution in Chicago. We're over 58 years old. Our specialty is Southern style cooking or soul food. We're also known as kind of like a meet and greet place. We had a lot of people that come within the city, politicians and notables, as well as people from around the country that remember Army Lou's from years and years ago, and when they come back to the city, they always come and see us. You'll see in our surroundings, I'm not really looking for glitzy glamour. A lot of people have come to us and said, God, you need to go downtown and get a really big, no, because that's not who we are. I want you to come into my house. I want you to come into our kitchen. That's really, I think, what we're trying to do with our clientele. We want them to feel a part of the family.
So Deneen, tell me, why is this place so special?
Army and Lou's is a legend in the community. It's located in the heart of the Southside community known as Park Manor, which is right next to Chatham. It is just a family-oriented restaurant. You have soul food. I consider it soul food that is served with style. However, it's more than just soul food. It is all kinds of food. There's everything from seafood to filet mignon. Foods that are enjoyable, that are very, very flavorful and seasoned well.
Well, I love Army and Lou's. It's a great political watering hole. A lot of times you can go there, see a lot of great politicians hanging around there, which means you probably don't get any service if they're hanging around there all jumping all
Not true, not true.
No, they're actually pretty cool. But it is kind of a little laid back. I mean, you know, they bring the food out, and then you may not hear from the waitress for maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. Some restaurants, they're tapping you on the shoulder every 5 minutes. How you doing? How you doing?
No, you don't get a service overkill at Army and Lou's.
No, that's exactly
They take your
it.
order, they place
Right.
the order in the kitchen, they cook your food fresh. Therefore, there's going to be a slower process that you are going to receive hot, fresh, good tasting food.
The food was great. The food was really good.
Deneen, tell us some of your secrets on how to navigate the menu.
If you're new to the restaurant, ask. I highly recommend the pork chops. They have a fried and a smothered pork chop. I highly recommend, if you're new to the restaurant, to try that or the fried chicken and the greens and cornbread.
And I tried the smothered pork chop. One of my guests had smothered pork chop, very good. And then my sister-in-law asked for the chopped steak, and they said, no, I don't think you should have that. You should try the smothered pork chops.
What does smothered mean?
Smothered means it is a fried base, but there has been water and flour added, and it's tender, and normally onions are added and seasonings, and it is wonderful.
And then isn't it just smothered in some sort of gravy?
It is the gravy. When you add the flour and the water,
Okay,
that makes the
that makes
gravy,
the gravy.
and you
Okay.
add the onions and the flavor. Sometimes green peppers are added as well, and it's just wonderful.
But there were a couple things that my party had asked for that were on the menu, namely the two specials. And we went on a weeknight at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they were out of both, and I was thinking, well, maybe they're too late. I mean, I didn't know, is there a better time?
I would recommend, if possible, a 3:30, 4 o'clock on a Friday, because you're not running into the dinner crowd, but you are getting the fresh food, and you're getting a little more attention from your servers.
Well, I ordered the T-bone. They didn't have it. They came back and told me later, but I'm glad they didn't have it because I ended up eating the baby calf liver, which was, you know, really good fried. It very spicy. It had onions and a spinach on the side, mashed potatoes and gravy, and then I had an apple cobbler.
What are some of the things on the menu there that you most enjoy?
Blackened catfish, and I can tell you right now, that's an extra 20 to 30 minute wait because, again, it's cooked fresh, but it is excellent. I've had all of the sauteed and smothered meals that they have, as well as the seafood dishes like the shrimps, etc. I am particularly in love with their peach cobbler.
I am really into comfort food, and I thought everything was cooked very nicely. My chicken was, the crispy on the outside, very nice and tender on the inside.
Let's just talk about fried chicken for a second, because people are very sensitive about their fried chicken. Everybody has a different recipe versus another. Deneen, for you, I know you cook.
Yes, I do.
How is
Yes, I
your
do.
fried chicken?
Excellent. I'm an excellent cook.
But do people get into fights with fried chicken? I mean, my recipe is better than your recipe?
Yes, and it is definitely a bone of contention. If it is not good, it is not good. And not if you know how to do something well yourself, you're going to be a harsher critic. So if I eat someone's fried chicken and it's not good, I'll let you know.
Yes.
My husband's mother supposedly makes the best fried chicken in St. Louis, so I thought they had a tall order to compete with, and my husband was very happy with the fried chicken. I thought that the fried chicken was very crispy. I was happy with what I had.
Now, Deneen, Army and Lou's is on 75th Street. I understand your family lives just a few blocks away from the restaurant.
It has such a long-standing history in the African American community, and so at any time you can see politicians, clergy, community leaders, you may see a generation of families at one table.
Some weekends and even some evenings you'll see people like Cliff Kelly hanging around
Absolutely.
over there. You'll see aldermen
I
hanging out
understand
there.
Harold Washington.
Harold
loves
Washington,
hanging
favorite
out
spot for
there.
him.
Eugene Sawyer is in the neighborhood
Exactly.
over there. He would be out there. So you can see some really interesting personalities over there.
Yeah.
And don't forget, it's also like an African American art museum. I mean, they have some of
right.
the best
Right.
paintings
Wonderful
that
decor.
Great,
crowd
tell us
the
about the
walls.
decor.
I thought it was beautiful. I sat under a painting, and of course I wrote the name down. I didn't bring it with me, but it was beautiful. It was. These are not cheap paintings. I mean, they're well done, very artistic, and very colorful.
Well, Deneen, you picked Army and Lou's. Just give us a quick summary of your restaurant.
Homey, comfort, soul food for the family, comfortable for anyone from in the neighborhood or outside of the neighborhood.
Tracy, give us a summary.
Great soul food, good fried chicken. Had a great experience there.
And Ray, give us a quick take.
I love the restaurant. I thought the food was really good, and sometimes some people have to get out of those far southwest suburbs and drive into the city and really taste some of the quality ethnic food that's in the city. The service was decent and the food was great. Really enjoyed it.
You can taste that fried chicken and much, much more at Army and Lou's, 422 East 75th Street, 773-483-3100. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 6 days a week, and they're closed on Tuesdays. Reservations are accepted. Average tab per person without drinks, $15.